All right, we are now live, according to this.
Yay!
Wow. There's supposed to be some way I can share a link on Twitter. You'd think I would know how to operate this thing by now, but I don't.
I'm pretty sure I just saw live on Periscope, sneak peek.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Bam.
Man, look at that. I am global. Oh, there we go. Yep. All right.
Awesome.
So, let me turn this around here. So I can just flip the... So you have all the experience now doing the live streams.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm a pro.
I'm only getting some on-the-job training here. Okay, so my name's Ryan Chadle, in case you didn't know. Hopefully, if you're following me on Twitter and Periscope, you know who I am. I'm here with Lindsay Grushaw.
Gruder Grushaw.
Gruder Grushaw. We call her Gruder the Recruiter or Grushaw the Recruitall. But she also she wears a lot of hats like everyone around here. And one of those is she's kind of overseeing the launch and development, because I'd say we're still developing, wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Of the Skillcorps platform. Okay, so she is the star of this show.
Yay.
And there she is. All right.
I finally get to take the stage.
Finally, yeah. It's not that fun, I gotta tell you.
Let me just wipe off my palm.
Yeah. So we're gonna just kind of show everybody a little bit of a sneak peek with what we're doing with Skillcorps. There are certain things for competitive. Somebody says get the candy out. I've got a real sore throat today, so I've got a halls. Sorry. There are some things that we're not going to be able to show for competitive reasons, and that should be obvious. This platform is not fully launched yet. It is still in development. It's late stage for sure, and hopefully we'll have all the kinks worked out with the high level functionality that we're after here real soon. But it's been an ongoing development process, and we want to make sure that it's absolutely perfect before we launch. But without further ado, give us a little sneak peek.
Okay, I'm excited. So the first thing I have done is I have already downloaded the Skillcorps app.
Okay, yep, there's a logo. Let's have a look at that cool looking logo there. Yeah, all right, Skillcorps, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in.
This is Android and iOS?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Can you see it okay?
Sort of. Let me move around here.
There you go.
Yeah. Might need to dim the lights, get a better view. There, Lindsay, Gigi. Everybody's got your login now.
I know.
Yeah.
Make sure I know how to change my password. So I'm going to...
So this is like you're logging on for the first time. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. This
right.
prior page was just agreements, but the first thing it's going to have me do is set my profile picture.
Okay. Let me get out your profile picture. And this is biometric, right?
That's right.
All right.
So the best thing, I mean, I can always reset it, but you want to try to get your head right in the circle.
Okay. And why is that important?
So it can match you whenever you clock in for your job.
So I couldn't clock in, sign in under your profile, basically.
That's
all right.
right.
Okay. Good security features there.
And I believe the recognition percentage is 77%.
It's not too bad.
Just in case anybody was curious.
Yeah. Okay. So now hopefully we'll go through this without anything crashing. For full disclosure, that definitely could happen, but let's give it a whirl.
So this is going to just walk me through a quick tour.
Okay.
Check in with just 2 taps. How to take a selfie, show that you're the right worker, automated timesheets, record your lunch hours, view your assignments.
Okay.
Holidays and availability. You can set when you're available or set when you are not available to work. You can manage your expenses, and this is something that's in beta right now.
Yeah, that would be really good for those CDL drivers we have with UPS, where they have to submit their I guess gas receipts or mileage expenses. They could do that right in the app. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. All right.
And then if you're running late, it'll let you know, and it'll contact your agency and employer to let them know you're running late.
Awesome.
And how far away you are is also really important. And then real-time jobs and messaging.
Okay. Go back to that one. I want to see that one again. Let's see. Real-time jobs and get real-time messages on upcoming jobs, accept or decline. Wow, that's kind of cool. And so with the messaging, so let's say you're probably already doing this, but yes, I don't want to jump ahead of you. But so let's say I sign up as an employee. and you wanted to say, hey, are you available to work tomorrow? You could send me a direct message to my phone.
That's correct. To your phone, through the app, and through email.
Wow.
Whichever way you prefer. And you can set those preferences in your profile as well.
The employee can?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Check in and out in 2 steps. 2 taps. All right.
Yep. So that's the end of the tour.
Okay. And this is the, what is that, the login screen, the clock-in screen?
That's right. So this is where you can set your availability. So I'm ready to go to work. So I'm going to go ahead and just say I'm available now.
Okay. All right. So you're available now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then one other really cool feature that I've noticed in this app that I've just really found useful is the little bubble with a question here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you'll go to submit a question and it takes days to get a response.
Okay.
But how do I change, because I didn't like my profile picture, my profile pic. And let's see if we can get a live response.
How do I change my profile pic?
Of course.
So let's say, your hair was messed up, it was windy, or somebody photobombed you while you're trying to clock in.
Right.
All right. So you didn't like the picture.
Right.
All right. So let's see how long it takes to actually get a response here. We're at about 10. Oh, there we go. Wow. All right.
It's pretty quick.
Hey, Lindsay. That was fast. Wow.
To change your profile pic, all you have to do is go to your setting page. Prompt you to take a new picture for your liking.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm good.
So there's presumably there's a lot of automated response features and things like that for common questions. So you send in a question, you automatically get responses.
Versus having to have a whole team of people sitting in a call or a warehouse somewhere.
Right. Okay.
And he's already responding back to.
Perfect. Awesome.
And so I'm going to exit out of here.
Okay.
And then just like he said to me, I can go here, click on my profile picture.
Oh, let me get out your pic.
I wish I could just not smile so big.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
This is really cool.
And then this is how I can set my availability throughout the week. So I'll click on edit and I'll just say I want to work all the time.
All the time. Every day, 24 hours a day.
That's pretty accurate.
All right. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so at this point, so if you're the candidate and I'm Skillcorps, I now have you in my database that says you're available to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, and I've got your biometric profiles all set up.
Yep.
Okay, now what?
Now I can go and search for jobs.
All right.
So this little icon right here.
Somebody said they love your nails.
Oh, thank you. They're mine.
Okay, so this is in the app. This is native to the app.
Yep. And so I can search for jobs. I've got the job descriptions here.
Okay.
It's highlighting what days of the week the job is available, and I've got my pay information over here.
Okay, so this is basically a job board that's native to the app.
Mm-hmm. So anybody that's registered with the app has access to the
see.
job. So long as I make them public, I can set them to private if it's a job that I only want to assign to a specific pre-qualified candidate.
Okay. And that's a job pool, right? And we can talk about that in a little bit. All right.
And so I'm a certified HVAC pro, so I'm going to click apply.
Okay.
Apply for this job. Yes.
All right.
And then I'm going to apply for the Mercedes Tech just because it's bank. So
what is that, $40 an hour? Yeah, okay. Let's apply for that one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on that one and apply.
All right.
And then to view my applications to ensure that they've been at least sent, I can also check the status of my applications.
Okay.
Over here, so you'll see it's pending.
Okay.
And it's pending.
All right. Okay.
So we're going to pause here from the candidate side for now.
All right.
And jump over to the recruiter side.
All right. You may dim the lights a little bit so we
please.
can. Yeah. I'm going to dim the lights a little so we can see the screen because this is not a.
It takes a minute.
Not a webcast, really. Yeah. All right. Okay, so this is like the dashboard that the recruiter would see.
Correct.
All right.
And so I'm going to go to jobs.
This is
Kind of hard to see.
okay. Jobs. All right.
And then you can kind of zoom out.
Okay.
And I can come over here.
And this is the job that you just applied for on the app.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So we've got everything listed there. All right. And what are all these things here?
These are applicants.
These are applicants. All right.
These are people that have applied.
Okay.
And I can also...
Hands right in front of your face, isn't it?
It's okay. You're fine.
All right.
Obviously, I was a brand new candidate, so I've never worked before, which is why I have a rating of 0.
All right.
But what you're going to see here is that we've accepted an application prior with, there's another Lindsay Grushaw out there.
One. There's 2 of them.
And her rating, which would probably answer why she's been accepted.
She's got 48%.
48%, correct.
Okay. So tell me about the ratings.
So the way the ratings work, you can actually come in here to your candidates.
Okay.
And these ratings go out to the employers. So if we dispatched a truck driver, the client of that trucking company would be emailed to rate these workers.
Okay. Yeah, somebody's saying make sure no privacy violations. All the things that have been in here for demo only, there are no actual real. The only thing real on there is my cell phone number, which pretty much the whole world has anyway, so whatever.
And so then you can go to view the candidate details.
Okay. All right, now this is cool.
And this is, of course, this is Ryan Shadles.
That's Ryan Shadle. There's me. Wow, I'm an employee. What's my rating?
Let's see.
I don't have one.
Nope, not yet. So
All right.
you can see actually, you have been rated.
Okay.
I think for this one you got a 68.
I'm 68. Look out now. Okay. So the ratings part,
You can
obviously,
rate it.
Show me the dashboard for the ratings again. Okay, so here's the ratings for this particular employee. Now, what's really cool about this, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the client can actually rate the employees too, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so when a client decides, hey, I'm going to order, I need 2 welders for this project, it's going to last 5 months, they can actually see, we can send them workers based on ratings?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we can say, their abilities were great, but maybe their punctuality wasn't as great.
Okay. Yeah, I'm always late. Yeah.
Teamwork, not so good. Communication, great. So,
Okay.
and then you would set that.
Okay.
And then over here is where you can see
All of the ratings.
the ratings.
All right. Okay. And if this is cumulative, every time a client goes in and rates an employee, it's cumulative. Okay. Awesome. I like it.
Yep.
I like it. All right.
All right. So, what else?
I'm getting.
I wanted to show you all the availability. So scheduling, how a recruiter can see who's available.
Okay.
And if you remember on my app, I had it set that I was available.
Okay. So you're available now.
Correct.
Okay.
And so the recruiter would be able to log into availability.
Okay. Which is right here. My screen.
correct.
Can I do landscape?
Yes. But people. Oh no, yeah. it does.
Wow, that's cool. Look at that. I didn't even know I could do that. Okay.
And then from this, I can also message
Okay.
applicants.
So you can message the applicant directly
Correct.
from here. Nice. Can you work at 12 a.m. tonight? Technically, that's tomorrow, I think. Yeah. Okay. And so, who'd you send that to?
I sent that to
You.
Lindsay
To yourself.
Grushaw.
Okay.
And you'll see I just got a notification.
She got a notification. All right. And
And let me.
so now the notification, it comes in email, it comes in text, and it comes in the app itself.
Correct.
Okay. Wow. Oh, well, all right. Can you work at 12 a.m.? All right. And so, if you're the candidate, and let's say you're a welder, for example, and we've got 20, but we need 21. We need that one more. We can manually go in and send out notifications. Now, do you know if we can do bulk notifications at this point? I know that's something we're working on.
Oh, I believe we can. I'm just not ready to show it yet.
Okay.
But I know it's something that we're working on.
Okay.
Where we can email. Yes, we can through candidate pools. But I haven't created a candidate pool yet.
Okay. So
But
tell
if
us how
you-
the candidate pools work.
Well-
if we're not created yet, that's fine. Just give us a rundown on it.
Sure. So I would create a candidate pool again, which I have not tested just yet, and see where it says no pools to display.
There's no pools to display. But if there were some, for example, say welders,
I would be able to send an email directly out to.
an email,
That's
text,
welders.
and an in-app notification to anybody who's met the qualifications that we would say would be in the welder pool.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to come back to that here at the end because that's the best part.
Okay, now I'm
All
going to
right.
go back to the availability just to
Okay.
show you how real time this is. So I'm available now.
Okay, you're
I'm
available
going
now.
to say I'm done. I'm
All right, you're not available anymore.
Correct.
All right.
And so if I refresh our screen,
You're no longer there.
I am no longer there.
It really is real time. Wow.
It is.
Okay.
And then also on here you can see previous employment, and I can actually add you to a mailing list as well, which again is a new feature, but it works.
Okay.
So what, let me try to log into something real quick.
I'm going to flip this back over. I hope I'm not giving anybody vertigo. All right.
Okay. And so this is just another job that Ryan recently applied for, and he can check in 44 minutes.
In 44 minutes, I'll be allowed to check in.
Yes.
So if we set a time, the worker can't check in before they're supposed to start.
That's correct.
All right, perfect.
But we can change the features so that if we did want them to be able to...
We can make it so they can if we want. Okay.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. And so what I did, we've already went through some of the agency features.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool looking. Mm-hmm. You know, blue's my favorite color. Can we make that blue? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously.
And just to show you, this is all of my messages. So here was...
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm blurry. Hold on a second. Let me catch up to you. All right.
There you go.
Go ahead. Nice. So these are all the tests you've been running?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
It just so happens
So that's the message. Yeah, can you work tonight at 12 a.m.? And so you message back, yep, I'll be there. And then from that point, they get put on the assignment. When they get there, they go to that cool little circle deal that's not blue, but should be, and they clock in.
That's right.
All right. So from a time management or time clock management standpoint for a client, the cool thing about that feature is it's completely automated. There's no paper involved, and one of the big challenges for our industry is it's very paper driven. Which in itself is not necessarily bad. What makes it tough is when you look at our model, it's driven by a very localized recruiting type model. So we dispatch locally, but recruiting could be done remotely. But dispatching employees, you really can't do that remotely, at least prior to now. So one of the things that one of our goals for this is to be able to remotely recruit and dispatch an employee anywhere where we have workers' compensation insurance. And the reason we pick skilled trades is because it's actually probably the hardest to do. If we were going to try this, skilled trade staffing would be the hardest. So if we hit a home run with that, everything else is, we're going to own it pretty much. So.
Okay.
All right. So where are we going? I'm going to go back to landscape here.
So just a few of the automations that we have. And right now we're just working on perfecting the manual processes before we turn those automations on. Mm-hmm. And I might plug in our stateside rep, Preston, to see if he can help me a little bit with this. But we can go over here to settings.
Okay. And these are user notifications. Okay, so these are notifications to candidates.
Correct.
All right. And this is check in, check out, before, after.
That's right. Hey, Preston, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Awesome. Can you go over some of these user notifications, the check-in, check-out, the check distance?
I'm going to turn him up just so everybody can hear him.
Definitely.
Hey, Preston, just a heads up. You're being live streamed right now to the interwebs.
Hey, I love the interwebs, and I think this is awesome. Thank you for having me come on and kind of go over some things with you guys. We're going to show you, we're going to give you a brief overview of some of the automation that Skillcorps will be able to do, which really makes it a game changer.
All right.
The cool thing is so under user notifications, let's say that you want to let your worker know that they have a job that starts in 5 minutes or starts in an hour, let's say.
Okay.
You can go over to user notifications and turn it on into where you're going to get a check-in notification, and you can literally customize it to anything that you need. So you give them so let's say 30 minutes before they're supposed to check in, they're going to get a notification on their phone through the app and through a signal flare, and it's going to say, hey, you got to check in 30 minutes.
So we don't have to call them and say, hey, you're running late. You need to be there in 30 minutes. They're just automatically going to get a notification. Hey, 30 minutes, you got to be there.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay.
And then it's well with you check out too.
Love this.
So like let's say you're working really hard and you lost track of time. You can set up a notification. Well, the client can set up a notification to where it's 10 minutes after their scheduled time. Hey, you're still clocked in. You're costing me money. Let's what are you doing? Kind of a reminder. And they can either stay clocked in if they're working, obviously, but it's a nice little reminder. You can also do it by the distance as well. So sometimes, my phone, I'm in a hurry to get home. It's Friday night. I'm ready to go home, get relaxed. I forget to check out. Based on my location, my geolocation, I can set this up to where it's going to, let's say, a mile away from the job site. It's going to notify that, hey, you're starting to get kind of far from the job site. Let's go ahead and send you a reminder to check out.
That's so awesome.
So I just want to make sure that I got that right. And I want to make sure everybody hears that, because that's a pretty big component of our industry when you're talking about workforce management. So if, let's say that Skillcorps has the distance set at a mile, and somebody's 3 miles from the job site, could they clock in?
No.
No, they couldn't clock in. Okay, so let's say they get to the job, they check in, and then, halfway through the day, they end up 5 miles away from the job. They'd get a notification, right?
Correct. Yeah, they would get a notification saying, "Hey, are you supposed to be checked in still, or are you supposed to be checked out?"
Right. Okay.
And it makes it nice, because if you put your phone in your pocket and you're just ready to go home or to leave the job site, it's a nice little notification.
Awesome. Yeah, from a workforce management standpoint, that's a pretty awesome component in our industry. If you've got 20 people out on a project, you can lose track of a few people here and there throughout the day, and this really kind of does that for them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is an awesome feature right here, and this is already active, right? This is already functional.
It's already functional.
Awesome.
It's already active. We've been testing it, and it's good to go.
Okay.
So we're testing it out. And then if you keep going down, let's say down to reminders. Again, that's going to be a reminder, and just like the user notifications, you're going to base it on, let's say, 5 minutes before your check-in, an hour before your check-in. But this is what's industry changing right here. If you go over to action, you can actually set a reminder to do one of three things. You can send a user notification through the application. You can, which would make another app signal flare. You can send a text message, let's say an hour before everyone's shift. Hey, don't forget your shift starts in an hour from now. Or you can even have an automated phone call that will call everybody, like a phone tree that's supposed to be all your employees an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes before their shift. Hey, giving you a call, just a reminder that you have work today. It starts in an hour, whatever the case may be. No other platform does that except for Skillcorps.
Right.
And it gives you guys the ability to customize it. Let's say that you have a big job that's coming up and you want to make sure that everyone gets a phone call. Maybe a text message isn't working. You can change that, and it's really awesome. That way, there's no excuse for any worker to come back and say, "I did not know about my job." You don't have to worry about that anymore at all. So it makes it nice. And then if we want to keep going down to the automatic processes. The automatic processes. This is, again, Ryan, where you guys really are going to stand out. This actually makes the entire process of getting your timesheets signed and waiting in line for managers and all of faxing your timesheets and bringing them back. You don't have to do that anymore. Paper timesheets are a thing of the past. This little box right here is going to change your world. You can set up to automatically have all your timesheets generated, whatever frequency you need, on whatever date that you need, or day of the week you need, and at whatever time you need. So let's say you have a crazy OCD admin that wants everything run at 4:45 a.m. You can do that, and you don't have to be confined to a box that you're used to. If you want to go down to the timesheet approval to clients, automatically going to send an email to the clients to approve the timesheet. Again, when you want to and what time you want to. Just like your invoices automatically going to be generated. You don't have to pay someone to do that anymore. Awesome. It's going to be taken care of for you, as well as and then again, your payroll generation. We're actually, once everything's taken care of, everything's signed off, it's automatically going to run your payroll for you. Again, the frequency on the day of the week that you want and the time of the week you want. And then again, just for a compliance standpoint, it's going to tell you when the last time that it was automatically ran. to the last execution, and it's going to give you a heads up on the far right. It's going to tell you when your next execution is as well. So if you want to make sure that your payroll is going to be, ran when it's supposed to, you're going to know when it was last ran, and you're going to know when it's going to be ran again.
So hypothetically, just want to make sure again, not only that I understand it, but that everyone else understands it.
Yeah.
With what we have built so far, as it is right now, with what's deployable, okay?
Yep.
We can have automatic timesheet generation, automatic timesheet approval sent to the client for them to sign off on what we call a work order, but essentially a digital work order. Automatic generation of the invoice to the client, which, by the way, we can do electronically and they can pay electronically. And then automatic payroll processing.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Pretty exciting.
Yep, and so that's there's other little things that you can do, tweak it and make it more customizable. But that's going to be on a more per basis need. But that's pretty much it. That's the really cool back end stuff that the Skillcorps is able to do, and the automation process. And hopefully you don't have to worry about papers and all of that hassle and the fax machine and all that stuff anymore. So yeah.
And can you explain just really quickly the check-in, check-out, strict and align?
Yeah, so what this is going to allow it to where this is where if you have it set to off, they can check in roughly around the time that they're supposed to. They can check out roughly around the time that they're supposed to. If you have them on, they can only check in when they're supposed to and where they're supposed to, and as well as check out when they're supposed to. And if they're not, you have the option of doing the auto, and then going up to the automatic check-in and check-out to where that you can automatically check them in and automatically check them out. Let's say that they're always there for whatever reason, you want to make sure that they don't work past 5 o'clock. They can't labor laws or whatever the case may be. So you may want to set up a strict and align that's turned on with an automatic checkout at 0 minutes before the time. So right after the time that their shift is over, and that way you can kind of control overtime, so you're not paying overtime and whatnot. Because I know, I don't know about the workers you guys have, but I know that if I know that I'm not going to get paid past 5 o'clock because my clock stops, then I'm not working.
Right.
And so that really helps with time management and workforce management for you guys.
Hey, this is fantastic. Are we good with Preston now?
I think we are. I'm going to have him hang on just in case
In case we get in a jam?
Yeah.
In case we crash, we're going to call you, Preston.
Sounds good. Hey, thanks, guys.
You got it. I'll throw you on mute.
All right, so here, this is the app where you've got 1 minute till you're allowed to clock in, all right?
Correct.
Okay. And so while we're waiting that 1 minute, is there any other really cool stuff you want to go over, talk about?
Oh, goodness.
And remember, there's certain stuff we can't talk about, so keep that in mind.
It's just also cool.
Yeah, and what we're showing you today, this is all strictly from the candidate side of things. And when we get her clocked in, we'll talk a little bit about the client side of things, which is where things really get exciting. But while we're waiting for that clock in, so the way that we have this set up, there's correct me if I'm wrong, and you may want to drive the bus here. We have a portal that a candidate goes to apply for a job, and this is all for skilled trade staffing. So what happens when a candidate goes to that portal? I know we can't show that for competitive reasons, but what happens when they go there to become an actual candidate within the Skillcorps platform?
That's a really good question. So if they just, let's say that as a recruiter, we've never even heard of the candidate before.
Okay.
I'm going to just log out of the app.
You're going to get a notification that you're late.
Mm-hmm. I will. That's kind of the idea.
Sure.
So I'm going to log out.
Okay.
But if you were to download the Skillcorps app, you could click on register.
Okay. Whoop, it disappeared.
Here we go. So let me just go back to here. You could click on register.
Okay.
And you could enter your name, Joe Smith. Oh, goodness. Here's where I have to think of A brilliant email address, yeah.
Yeah, laborsmart@gmail.com. How about that?
I like that.
Yeah, sure, why not?
At gmail.com.
And then your phone number. And the phone number is important because of the push notifications, the SMS messaging. Okay.
And then next.
All right.
And this is where I'd create my username.
Password.
Correct.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're doing one uppercase, one lowercase.
Security, man.
I like it. And do it again. Next.
Oh, okay.
And
So this is where they select the skill level. All right. So
and a job sector.
If I'm a carpenter, when I click on that, it's going to take me to the what do you call it, screening portal. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is where we can't show anybody. But we're going to stop right there. The screening portal will take a prospective applicant through various skills testing. All right, this is all proprietary stuff. So let's say I'm a welder. All right, and I go to the portal. I say I'm a welder. I'm going to be prompted to go through a welder's skills test. All right, for example. It might be something related to, I don't really know anything about welding, but it would be something related to welding. And there's certain degrees of acceptability with pass or fail on the skills test. So if an employee passes the skills test, they get put into the database as a welder, okay? Not as a carpenter or an electrician, but their trade, right? And then from there, the app or the back-end software will essentially put them in queue for any welding jobs that are within their geographic territory, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you are in now. You are clocked in.
Well, this is actually prompting me to clock in.
Prompting you to clock in.
Right.
So that's blue. Now I like blue. All right. Nope. There you go. Take your selfie.
And so this is actually, it did take my picture.
Okay.
But I would be able to see on the recruiter side if that picture was a match or not.
I see. Okay.
And so I'm clocked
So you're
in.
in.
Correct.
All right. And so at the end of the day, you clock out. Where do the hours go? Am I getting ahead of you by asking that question?
I want to give it maybe 30 seconds just to calculate some time.
Okay.
Because I'll show you exactly
And
how
it's still got her as in.
One feature I can long hold here. I want to. There we go.
There we go.
If I need to take a break to take a call, I can swipe up to the call. If I need a coffee break, or this looks like tea, I can swipe over to the tea.
Should be Red Bull, but yeah.
Or if I'm going to be commuting, or actually I think that's on call. But if I'm going to be commuting, I can switch it over to there. That way I'm paid correctly.
Sure. Okay. For drive time.
Correct.
All right. And so that is what it looks like when you have clocked in. And so you're going to wait how long to clock out?
Hopefully just a few more seconds.
Okay. So while you're...
Preston's still on there.
Yeah, is he?
Preston, hey, is 30 seconds enough time?
I would give it just at least a minute or two.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So while you're doing that, is there any other items you want to get in there?
Just the assignments tab.
Okay.
Right here, which is the first.
Sorry.
It's okay. The first tab.
Blurry.
There we go.
All right. There we go. The assignments tab. Let's go clipboard.
Right. And so this is just letting me know. So if I had several other jobs, it would be displaying them, showing the day, and then showing how far away.
Nice.
And, like this is 67 meters. So that's something else
that's right down the street.
Yeah.
So not only does this, from the obvious, stuff that pretty much everyone can do, which is, okay, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Sorry. Yep. So you can give it a second to catch up.
Mm-hmm. I think this is where I was going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can click on the job, and you can see the location, the company, your pay.
Any notes?
Let's see. Receive repair orders from dispatcher. Oh, that's the job description.
Right. Now the cool thing about this is if you think, and I'll get to this toward the end here, but the reason we're so excited about this is we can source and place a candidate for a position based on their geographic location relative to the job site. So
Correct.
if we have a job site that's in, zip code or area code, what is the zip code, 30067, and it's for a welder, the software, this right here, the software will automatically place people within, we can set it to place people within a geographic range of that job site, the actual work location, and message those people.
So just so you can see up here, see where it says candidate activity? I see that there's one person working. And if you zoom out and come down here, I see where he is. And that's where the little
Skillcorps logo is.
Correct.
It even shows who I am. Wow. Nice. Okay.
Yep. Then I can see when he checked in, his rating. And of course, if we had multiple workers, we would be able to.
Right. So we're about 40 minutes in here, 36 minutes. Most people don't have an attention span that long.
I think you can go ahead and try to clock out.
All right, we're going to clock out.
All right. So out.
Out.
It's going to take my picture.
Wow, that's okay.
And then I have
And
clocked
you're out. Wow. So to clock in or out, you have to do the geometric deal, and that keeps anybody from posing as you or pretending to be you.
That's right.
Or anything else. All right, fantastic.
Now, just really quickly, over here is where I can view my time.
Okay. So you can view the time that you've had, which is right now, how long?
4 minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes.
That's
All
right. And so what I'm going to do is take a look at my timesheet.
Okay.
It gives me a summary of when I checked in, the number of breaks when I checked out.
Okay.
If I forgot to add a break, I can come back in here and add how long that break was.
Okay.
And then I send my timesheet and confirm.
Okay. Now, what is that little thing I saw that said get it signed?
All right. So now we're going to go.
Getting off into some stuff now.
It's okay.
Anyway. All right.
We're going to go into our sent timesheets.
Okay.
And this is by far the one thing. I mean, so many things in this app are a competitive advantage, but this is huge.
This is it right here. This
is
makes
it.
us like we're gonna go kick everybody's ass. Basically.
So,
All right.
so as a worker,
Get it signed.
I can
All right.
get it signed,
Okay.
sign it
By
now.
the client.
Correct. So the
Good, look
client,
at that. Eat your heart out, labor ready. You can suck it. All right.
can see-
There it is, right there.
Lindsay supervisor,
Oh.
is
Bam.
the person that's signing.
And where's that signature go after the client signs it?
I am going to show you that.
Yes.
And this is-
So is
so
there?
here's the signature approval.
So you got you had the worker got it signed by the client, and the client got an email with the signature approval. Let's see what that looks like. And
It is over here.
it's over here, and
And
it
it is
actually
watermarked.
is watermarked. Actually has the signature that the client signed. So, and this is pretty much real time. I mean, that email got sent in within seconds, so the client will know pretty much immediately that it's their signature or not, in case there's any issues of fraudulent time entry or whatever.
right.
Between the biometric facial recognition and the location of when you clock in and the client's signature, would you say that makes it pretty safe for client billing?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
The safest.
The safest, yeah. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, no one in the United States has the ability to do that.
Correct. Nor do they have the ability to do the biometric check-in and check
Bam,
out.
no one. Fantastic.
Yes. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to know, the client signature piece has been a major component
That
of
was maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we just got that. Well, I didn't know about it till last week, but
Yeah.
you knew about it 3 weeks ago. But that is a major component of, from a competitive standpoint, and again, that's something I'll get to at the end here because I don't want to jump ahead. But it's back on. You're driving the bus again.
That
We're at a bus stop.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
about it.
All right, so I'm gonna turn the light on here since I'm gonna sit down. All right, so.
And it does let me know that I have another job coming up in 2 hours.
Oh, wow, so you're working
A lot.
some crazy hours. It's a little blurry there, but yeah, okay.
And then it can show me that job just by pulling that up. And it shows me the blue dot is where I am, and the
So it's got Google Maps just embedded right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Fantastic. So from a competitive standpoint, the automation features is what kind of the big deal for us.
Right.
I mean, aside from the fact that we've got the biometric, we got the geolocation of clock in, we even got a geolocation restriction on clock in, and we got the client signature. From an automation standpoint, we've got the ability to automatically generate invoices, automatically generate time approvals for the client. From an automation standpoint of what we don't have done yet, but that we are working on, give me kind of an overview.
Sure. So the largest portion of that is from the client side. So as a client, we want you to be able to log in. You can log in through a portal right now, but we want you to be able to log in through
a native app. Okay.
Correct. You can add a job, and so you would maybe say, I need a welder. You can state your bill rate, and then once you enter your bill rate, the next stage is that candidates populate. So candidates, their ratings, their pay rates populate, and you can select which candidates you would like to consider. Consider one, consider all, and then confirm. And then on the back end of that, with the automation within Skillcorps, it would begin to autofill those positions based on ratings, based on availability. But again, right now now that this side of it from the candidate standpoint is just about full cycle completed, especially with the signing of the timesheets, our next focus, here immediately is on the client side.
Okay.
Close, so close.
So, make sure that everybody understands what we're saying there. A client will be able to go into an app, order a specific skill set within a specific zip code or radius.
With a specific rate that they would want to pay.
Mm-hmm. And the platform is automatically going to fill the order for that client.
I just got chills. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we've got now, there are a lot of this stuff. Yeah, no one else has it. Some of this stuff, there are some people that have it, and it's not groundbreaking. Now the biometric reading, the time signatures, the real time clock in geolocation, all that's I think very groundbreaking. But in my opinion, even more groundbreaking is the ability to have the platform actually fill the order without anyone having to touch it, except for the client saying, these are my requirements in terms of start date, skill level, location. And the platform is going to source candidates that have gone through the skills testing that are within those parameters, automatically notify them. They click, yep, I'll take that job, I'll be there. And so basically, correct me if I'm wrong, the platform itself, the software will be able to basically run our business. Basically. Yeah. So then all we got to do is hire a bunch of salespeople. Right.
Which we could probably automate that process as well.
We'll talk about that another day. Another time. All right. So obviously pretty excited about this whole deal. When we look at our business, one of the challenges that we've had is just from, here I'm going to turn around so it's not sitting on you.
Sure.
One of the challenges that we have in our business is scalability. Now, when we first started the process to set this up, it really was just skilled trades is what we were looking at. And I still think we have to make sure that that's our minimum viable product first. But once we've been able to prove out that we can do this with skilled trades, which I think is much harder than doing general labor or clerical or IT or anything else. But if we can do it with skilled trades, we can do it with anything. And we can do it without needing branches everywhere, right?
Correct.
So this started out as a Skillcorps deal, and if I were to predict the future, I would say it's applicable to LaborSmart also.
Yes,
and there'd be more or less an identical, either branded LaborSmart app or just running off of that in the background, right?
Yeah.
And so we could, like right now, really if we wanted to, we could send somebody to work in Spokane, Washington, if we wanted to, right now.
And a lot of people might have the question of the I-9, so that's a part of the application process.
Yes. Hold on. I'm putting the camera back on you.
Because this was big. This took a lot of research.
But hey, just remember competitive information. Be careful. Because I already know where you're going with that. Yeah. But all right.
So as we started to run through the process and what this looked like to eliminate branches, you think, okay, what are the specific requirements from a work eligibility authorization? And that was a big hiccup, that somebody needed to be present with the actual documents, such as the driver's license and social security card or a passport. And so we have found that workaround, and it integrates with the application process.
And that's important to us because we're not trying to do the whole you're an independent contractor thing, like, 100 zillion brands I could think of. We're saying, you're a W-2 employee, but that means you also have to go through the I-9 verification process, which you are now saying we can do remotely without an office, which makes it scalable, which no one else in our industry has been able to do to this point, at least. Unless they called them independent contractors, which is fairly illegal, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, Uber. Anyways, all right. So, okay. Anything else? No? Okay.
I'm excited to get
Do you wanna do Q&A?
I think what we can do is, just because I'm sure there are a lot of questions and I want to be able to get to all of them, and possibly in the next Periscope be able to answer them.
Okay.
Because
you have email them in or something?
Yeah, well, I think the best thing to do would do a hashtag.
Hashtag. I like that.
So on Twitter, you can, even if you don't want to tweet at Skillcorps, you can just use the hashtag Skillcorps. Okay. So Skill, Corps, AMA, which means Ask Me Anything. So Skillcorps,
Skillcorps, SKILLKORPS.
CO.
Okay, sorry. What was that?
It's late in the day.
Yeah, sorry. One more time.
Skillcorps, SKILLCORPS,
AMA. Ask Me Anything.
Correct.
Hashtag Skillcorps AMA. Ask me.
It.
All right. And so you're going to respond to those directly?
Yes, and if I don't respond to them directly, then probably I'd rather wait to show it to you in the next update, because it's something that I can answer through actually showing you within the app or within the platform. Okay. But I think that would probably be the best way to do it.
Perfect. All right. Well, my phone's dying. It's like low alert, 5%. I appreciate everybody joining us today for a sneak peek at Skillcorps platform. I'm sure there are a lot of other questions. My phone really is dying. I've got less than 5%, so I'm not going to take any, at least at the moment. Is there anything else you want to add before we go?
No.
No?
I'm excited. Thank you guys for following us.
Thank you guys for following us. We will load this up to YouTube, so if anyone was unable to watch it live, they'll be able to grab it there. Have a fantastic evening.